Indeed, headshots as well, and it looks like NiP are going to be starting on this CT side, and that means it's going to be the Forest show. We saw what he was capable of on Overpass. Now the man, the myth, the legend, the bearded one is here, and we'll see where he's going to find that first pick. Shouldn't be too long, seeing as how VP are grouped up already. There we go, finally. And it's going to be Rez, who's going to be the first one to peek, and he's actually going to get nearly run down there. Getting a little greedy, tries to go for another fight, drops Neo down to 17. That's going to open it up here for GetRight to try and take some pick shots. And Rez, still alive, finds one kill, looking for the second, delivers, and he can still find Neo.
Ooh, no! How dare you, Rez? You shoot him and then you watch him fall to his death. What an evil individual.
Cratering.
I thought he looks, young and innocent, but that's all lies. It's all lies.
Okay, let's see it happen here. Hey, that's sick. Gets behind spools. They just run right by him. Don't even care. VP, that is. That's just so sad for Neo.
Look at that evil smile.
Like, yeah, that's right. You want to go over here towards that B site? It isn't going to be so easy. It's almost as if they were trying to dodge Forest, but then it turns out that Rez, he's pretty good at headshots at the USP as well.
I am the architect of your demise.
Suffer my wrath. And well, Draken's thinking the same. MP9 needs to play a little bit careful. They could try and rush him down here, but they don't know just how many people are here from NiP. Doesn't matter when Snacks is going to hit sick headshots, though.
Yeah, that is a problem. That is definitely a problem, but sort of by design. Let Draken have some fun. Although, GetRight, he's got to be careful as well. He's also warranted some fun with that MP9 of his. And thankfully for GetRight, he has some teammates who are looking to back him up. They've got the real firepower there in the FAMAS and the M4s as well. And I don't think Taz will get too much more, though. There is a tagged player to perhaps come into his reticule soon, though. But it appears it will evade him for a short time longer. And he will be pursued, and Rez will get the kill. And this would be great, Summer, to see Rez having a really good start and getting to have a good map. Because the last couple maps we've seen of Rez, he's definitely not really been that present.
No, I feel like he's still the one trying to find his way here. You're talking about the core of NiP, who are still functioning together, clearly. And you got to remember, Draken didn't exactly just slot in perfectly either. He's been on the team for several months now, and it's now that we're starting to see him kind of come into his own, where he's got the room to maneuver with that AWP. But then Draken's kind of got the more important role. It's going to be easier for him, where he's just like, I have the op, you let me do what I want. And the rest of them are like, okay, I guess. Whereas Rez, he's playing anchor on B, which isn't exactly a very popular spot. He's kind of getting the short end of the stick. So I expect to see him struggle a little bit more. You can't really get too ahead of yourselves here, boys, and start saying, well, I'm disappointed in Rez. It's just like, actually, I think Rez is doing a pretty good job of trying to fit in. He just needs some time to figure out how to play these new positions that he has.
I know similar. I like to just, immediately just critique people.
Oh, it does feel good. It's nice being a commentator and analyst sometimes, where it's just like, well, this. But
yes, there is no one, literally no one, who can actually vocalize their disagreement with me. I am in a position of power.
There we go.
I think this, therefore this. This is my reality. This is your reality.
Just have to hedge just a little bit.
Well, it's time for VP to give up the ghost here, perhaps rather soon. We've got the Deagle now out of play, and that's some more money in the BANK, the bank.
BANK.
Get right. B
straight to the skrill.
Okay.
We got Forest. He's just continuing his strong form from Overpass. He led the way for NiP there. And what? Oh, okay, run, Forest, run. I get it. It took me a second to recognize the shirt and the pants. But it's the shoes, man. It's the shoes, because remember those were like his shoes that he endorsed?
This looks like they took a picture of Jason, because that's kind of how Jason dresses.
And runs.
And runs. So I thought this was just Jason with Forest's head on. So but I don't know exactly what Jason has to run away from, apart from himself, maybe, but... Anyway, that's a deeper discussion to be had at another point.
He just can't run fast enough away for that. I'm sorry. Oh, the HE. It's a messed up flash. It's a messed up flash from Virtus Pro that stops that HE from being effective. Sometimes it's just the way it goes.
Well, this is quite cool. VP, immediately they've got that control of the upper halls towards B. And at the moment, the only forward player for NiP is GetRight, and he's somewhat isolated. He wants to sort of play throwaway with this MP9. He's willing to take some risks. He's willing to stick his neck out. And
it's not a bad spot, man. The MP9 up close, it's so fast. It does as much damage as the P90, and it just spits out bullets like 1 billion an hour. So I mean, like if you can be up close like that in Pop Dog, yeah, sure.
Ooh. Oh no.
In Pop Dog.
Oh, even though Snacks was looking for it, Get Right with the MP9 still gets it. That's brilliant. And he just, calmly, I'll just take my, time down this ladder and take my position again.
I'll just go ahead and back off real quick. Real dainty-like. Gets the smoke on A main, so he can actually sneak out of there unscathed as well. Does he actually? Oh man, this is where it starts to get next level. Oh, unfortunately the timing doesn't work out, but Get Right had it right. He knew.
He's making plays, man. Plays for days, and he's still in the action. And he can fall back to the prowess of his teammates now. Draken, the cannon, is firing off shots and doing a pretty good job, although he will be eliminated. Viali to respond, but right now it's just not enough numbers.
All right, can they save guns, though? They need to find that AWP for Draken, and yes, Forrest has got it just in the nick of time. That would have been a bit of a shame. I mean, Get Right's got 10 grand in the bank with those SMG kills and everything, but still, you don't want to be dropping 4750 early on in the half. You want to just continue to extend that lead, continue to build that bank. 4-0, Dan. 4-0 for NiP. Is it more of the same?
I don't know, man. I guess we'll see. As you said, they picked up the ult for Draken. I like how you said it. He was almost like he was sort of like, your king. It's like, for Draken!
It's more out of desperation, right?
Yeah.
Please!
Well, he's the king of the ult right now. I mean, for NiP. There's that. There is that.
I mean, right now, VP just have to figure out how not to turn into a dish of pierogies again. Because they're just getting devoured.
Pierogi does taste good. Draken, he's missing his shots though, and out comes the knife, but Draken saves himself with the P250, but still, he will go down. But that all can be collected, and it does look like that should be the case here, because this is a cleanup and a half.
Still, though, I mean, another kill there. So 2 kills. They need to just save that AWP again, keep eyes on it so that they can make sure they can carry that over into the next round. But they really shouldn't be losing anybody else, although you are up against Snacks. And Exist has to start wondering, is he going to come from CT spawn or not? And this is all down to timing. Which way is Exist looking when Snacks comes around the corner? Or the same for Get Right. Ah, man, that's brutal.
Trying to resist, but he'll be cleaned up too. NiP, they dialed the number for Mr. Wolf.
What the hell? They don't get the up. Okay, Get Right found an off.
Mr. Wolf was the cleanup guy from our side as well as in Pulp Fiction, right? Or am I wrong?
That was a wolf, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome.
Oh yeah, the wolf.
Get those Pulp Fiction references. We need more Pulp Fiction references generally.
Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf.
With all due respect. Yeah.
Well, it's...
You kind of do want to walk into a diner one day wearing a tux, and just, lots of cream, lots of sugar in your coffee.
Yep. I had that replica Pulp Fiction wallet for a while. So we won't go into that. We've got the double ops here for VP. Draken, he's got the worst angle though. It's Pasha to see a pixel of his shoulder first, and that's the end of Draken.
He has been slain.
Like the dragon he is.
Exactly. Grind up his claws for medicine. Kind of curious to see if this is going to work out for Rez and B Halls though. He's pushed up very close now. And Neo, he's waiting. He knows there's a potential flank in this. That smoke might force him back up the ladder, and that could be right into Rez's waiting arms. Is Rez actually going to check Pop Dog or not? Yes, he will, and it couldn't be worse! Drops right on Neo, and Exist is there to get the cleanup as well. Pasha barely survives, but that's only because Taz was there to save his bacon.
Get Right, he's really on at the moment. No health, but finds the headshot. Taz in search of him and more. Takes down his teammate Rez. He was a healthy one. Good ding coming in from Get Right, but it's now down to Forrest in a 1 versus 2. Do they have any awareness as to the location of Forrest at the moment? It looks as though it might be the case here. Pasha is looking towards Pop Dog at the moment, and the bomb will be planted in a safe spot. How does Get Right get his way out of this one? Going for the peaks here. Misses the single bullet required to take down Taz, but it does not matter. We got Pasha on point.
And they're on the board. That is big. Taz with the prioritizing there. Takes down the one guy who had the most HP. That could have made the difference. And somehow NiP lose that man advantage situation. All on the old man himself, on Taz, the in-game leader. The true embodiment of the bear. But it's 5-1 right now. And of course, NiP had more than enough money in the bank to go for a full buy on their side. They are tapping their bank though, and they're going out in style. And they're going for the double AWP. Curious to see if Draken wants to go aggressive again.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Draken is just great on train. I love seeing his T side AWPing too, but here is the setup, the bait setup, Draken on the angle. Exists close with the rifle. Will this be a play to work for NiP early into round 7? More grenades coming forwards. Draken wants to keep the bait alive here. There's Exist, great setup. Looking to fall back now as Draken covers T-Main. They understand that they may have been going for a timing coordinated through T-Main and Popdog at the same time, and indeed, that's what happens.
Now Neo's dancing on the edge. All of these flash grenades. Dragon can't see a damn thing, but he's playing very patiently. Not overextending, missing 2 shots though, and that's going to cost him. Will get caught by Taz in the end. 4-on-4, and most of the utility gone for Virtus.pro, but they're on the bomb train. Now it's a matter of getting that bomb planted.
This is an interesting spot actually, because NiP can attack from 4 angles at once. And that's beautiful from Exist. Opens up T-Main, causes distraction. That's going to open up space as well for his teammates to get out of Popdog, although that said, Snax has a bullet in Rez's face. No players out of Popdog for NiP just yet, but it's all Bialy there on the bomb train. Too many spots to look at, and no teammates to help him either. Great recovery there from NiP. Beautiful coordination.
Yeah, and it's a bleeding disaster for Virtus.pro. Getting hard reset immediately.
Yeah.
Money is going to be right on the edge. 2 guys can buy somewhat. Yeah, that's worst case scenario, and they're dead quiet over there, you know.
They can actually go for 1 full save. Sometimes in this spot you just don't have anything, but they've got just enough to go for a full save and have a pretty legit buy next round. So I'd imagine they go for that rather than a forced buy. I really hope they do that instead of a forced buy. It's just full save. I mean, you can get maybe a deagle too. Yeah, there you go, a couple deagles, but nothing more than that. And fantastic.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Good call on VP's side.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But this is now going to be a question of whether NiP just play very carefully here. And while Draken getting pre-fired by Snax, he even got him the wall bang down to 86 HP. Draken, that's unbelievable.
How dare you, Snax? Why are you doing these things?
He's a monster.
He's trying to get these cheeky wall bangs. What is this? Please stop. Please no.
Look at how close Forrest
I know, right?
is. I know, right? It's like... I mean, I like it. Points. Points for trying.
It's like breaking the game.
But NiP, all you have to do is play passive now. You know what you're up against. Do not risk any of these guns, because this is a big moment here for NiP. Now's the chance for them to actually save again and start rebuilding that bank. So the more guns they can keep alive here in this round by playing it safe, the better.
Absolutely. It's so far so good. Draken, he's whiffing a lot of shots on train. He needs to get his skadoodle on, and that's a nice connection. Good follow-ups here, and that will be another cleans round from the likes of NiP.
Flawless stuff. He even gets the leg. It's a shame it wasn't the full shot. That would have been dope, but
yeah, can't have it all the time.
You're right, Dan. That is, you know, life is suffering, and
life
it's just, you know, the way it works.
Is suffering.
Can't have it all. You can try. You can always try. Not saying you shouldn't try.
But sometimes it's a good kind of suffering.
Yeah, like what? Doing pull-ups?
Right, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Yeah, buddy.
So we've got NiP in a great position. Draken, you know, he's not being in every shot, but it's fine. I mean, Get-Right's been having a phenomenal game, and he might get a challenge here. That's the fast one. He's got back up too. They look for the trade. Draken, though, he has Rez there to trade for him indeed, and it's going to be fantastic for NiP. A 2-for-1. You're happy with that. But now, surely you want to get a bit more passive. Exist has to be cognizant that they're up. They just got 2 kills here. If he was to die by playing too aggressive in this spot, that would be somewhat of a misplay, I think.
Yeah, the big thing, though, is that he gets the info. So he knew that one guy's out there now and has used quite a bit of the utility as well. So that's solid info to have if you're Exist. And he backs off. So they maintain the man advantage, and you got to give it to Rez. Man did his job. All he had to do there was trade that kill. Draken goes down, okay, fair enough, right? But Rez does his job, gets that second kill, saves the AWP as well.
I was about to say, now he gets the AWP, so yeah.
Yeah,
his
we'll
cunning
see.
plan has worked out once again.
I see where you're going with this. Yes, Draken, go take that peek.
I will trade for you. Draken. Right. VP, I mean, it's always an awful spot. You have to just make the individual magic work. There's no real way around that when you're down men. Obviously, there is a situation on the utility. There's only a single smoke. So they're going for the 1 versus 1. But Get-Right has been consistent so far in this series.
He has on the first map, Forest as well, to name another, right through the smoke. Pasha doesn't even get down the ramp, and Bialy, he was tagged down to 34 HP by Exist on the flank earlier. And, well, he does pick up the bomb, so he's got that going for him. Naya nearly gets the pre-fire on Rez as well. That was sick. But Forest never going to let that bomb get planted. And, well, it's the Trail of Tears right now, and it continues to grow longer for Virtus.pro. It is not looking pretty. And this is tournament life on the line for Virtus.pro. This is an elimination match. If you lose this, you're out. And NiP are up 1-0 in maps right now.
It's true. That said, this is a similar start as to what we saw in the first map. And VP had a pretty legitimate bounce back in that matchup by nature of getting just enough rounds. I think 4 it was on the first half, then getting that pistol in the second half, having a great gun round or two to build up the momentum. And it all sort of fell apart after that when NiP had a saved AWP on Forest and he sort of decimated them by himself. And that can happen when you've got players at this caliber. So VP, I mean, I think Jason, Moses mentioned it on the desk too. There was a lot of stuff that you can say, hey, VP, they put themselves in good spots here. But yeah, they just were not able to show that confidence, and they have to bring it out. As you say, there's nothing like having your back against the wall to really, show your true colors.
Yeah, there's no surrender here, right? You have to give it your all if you're Virtus.pro. You really do. You got to dig deep here and put whatever it is that's worked its way into this team that's not allowing you to function well as a unit. You got to try and get rid of it, and just focus up here. Because NiP are definitely an opponent that Virtus.pro can beat. No doubt there. There is the talent on VP. I mean, they can definitely take it to the Ninjas, but right now that's just not the case. We're seeing such a lack of confidence on Virtus.pro's side.
Some frustrating misses from Draken, I would say, for him at least.
Yeah.
Especially after some of the shots he has been connecting. But that's fine, he's made the right choice, falling back, and he has teammates to rely upon too. And you don't have to do it all alone. You have friends, you got mates, and it's now their time as Rez is going to be faced with the full brunt of the push by VP.
There's one shot from Draken, not going to miss that one. He's going to go for more! Oh, I thought that was him finding the headshot. Instead, it's Rez connecting with a kill. And, well, they do succeed in their goal here in this round. Virtus.pro, that was to get the bomb planted. Now it's a matter of NiP cleaning things up without losing a man so they can continue building that 6th grill. Forest is there. And, yeah, again, a flawless anti-eco round here from NiP. That's unbelievable. Now they're going to have so much money in the bank that they can just ride out the rest of this half.
Imagine if Draken was also hitting his shots right now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close at that point, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny consideration. Because we've been, looking at his POV, seeing some of the missed shots. It's like, and they're still crushing the round. So it's, I mean, obviously expected. It was, a pistol round there from VP, but all the same, NiP are having a good time of it at the moment. It's VP who are really struggling. They're back on a buy round. So the question is if they have had any inspiration as to any changes they should make.
It's tough. I see Cuban, trying to rally the troops as well. It's pretty quiet over there on VP's side, but Cuban, he's like patting Pasha on the shoulder, come on, man. It is tough, when the team is down. It's tough to show up and try and be positive, right? When the players don't really want to hear positivity. But it's just the thing you got to do. So good on Cuban.
This is a great spot, isn't it? We saw Get Right at these shenanigans previously, and they haven't gone to it too much. And these off angles can just lose you around. They were looking for it, but Forest still picks up the kill. Can't escape, and that's important. That's going to go in VP's favor.
Nice wallbang there from Bialy. And Neo trying to apply pressure. There's the flash to open it up, and now they go charging out. Pretty much the classic smoke wall going through. Pasha finds a kill on Draken. That's a solid one now. VP, they actually have the man advantage here. But Get Right still on the high ground, hasn't given away his position. They have no idea.
What a great spot. He reveals himself, gets the kill, buys some time for Exist. Now perhaps he can go there unawares. In fact, it's Rez coming out from Pop Dog. A second from Rez. Beautiful stuff with support of Exist. They close down the round, and that is 10-1. That is a great situation, all things considered. The fact that, as you say, VP, they got on the bomb site with 4 players, but still dismantled by the retake from NiP.
And they saved both AWPs. Insult to injury, Dan.
That's nuts.
They saved both AWPs.
That is crazy.
10-1. I mean, I'm seeing, it's almost like there's a pattern here in the universe, in the Matrix, in the simulation, where NiP just get double digits in the first half, no matter which side they're on. CT side, doesn't matter. They'll get those 10 rounds.
going to be a tough road back for VP. We can only hope to see them get to that 5 here to make a more competitive game of it. Exist will pick up that kill over towards Ali. He's been pretty consistent so far for his team. Great rifling from him. Good grenade there, showing that NiP understand exactly what's going on with VP's movement on this yard outside.
It's just a matter of patience now for NiP. Rinse and repeat. You've been excellent with your retakes. I mean, flawless anti-eco rounds in the last round. Existent Res really brought it through. So now it's a matter of just waiting. Exactly. Snacks will find Get Right, who's kind of hanging around. Neo with a big frag of his own. Drawn out spray, but he gets the job done. And there's Taz following it up as well. The old boys, they're getting into the fight. But as I say, at Exist and Forest, well, turns out they're vets as well. And they just lay waste. It's a man advantage for NiP, and it's all on Neo.
A very smart player. A smart player with 40 seconds to work with. There's only a few good options here for Neo, and he's going to just go for the straight plants. And now it's all about picking the right position, but he doesn't know exactly where these players can come from. But at the very least, if he finds a safe off angle somewhere and gets a bit fortunate and gets 2 1v1s, he can win this. Gets a spot onto the first player. Forest hasn't seen him. Spray comes in. It's not a kill. That's really crucial. It's Exist to finish it off. Neo had to get that kill immediately.
Oh, and it's the race. Come on, Forest. Exist got the frag. Give him the defuse. What is this?
It's fine, man. He made the money from the kills.
Points on the scoreboard.
Gonna balance out.
Points on the scoreboard. They're looking focused right now, NiP. Yep. Exactly. It was 10-0 on Overpass. It's 11-1 on Train. And, well, when it was 10-0 on Overpass, that's where VP came back and won a round. Dan, might be possible.
Maybe. These are 2 great maps for NiP seemingly at the moment. To be honest, it's kind of strange because Rez and Draken haven't been having the best games ever, but it's Exist, Forest, and Get Right who've been crisp, like really crisp on their rifle game, and just been consistently winning these multi-frag situations that have often put NiP ahead. So that's so cool to see. So VP, they've got to really step things up at this point. I mean, this is starting to get too bad, dare I say it.
Well, we're looking at some old Train here, dare I say it, right? Where it's like
1.6 era.
Hey, it's only 11 rounds. It's all good. If VP get a second round here, maybe even a third, right? We're looking good for the second half.
Yeah, 3 is like the money spot. It's like, yeah, I've got 3 rounds.
But I mean, it's been a long time since that was the case on Train. So now, I mean, Virtus Pro, no matter how you cut it, 11-4, even that's going to be a bit grim. But they were able to make it happen on Overpass, so we'll see. At least
it's cool. Execution. They haven't really done this too much, but they're going to fake into the A site and just go into B. And it's really interesting because if you haven't shown this play yet, you might actually assume in the CT position, okay, it is actually an A play. And you can see it's going to work out. Taz, though, not sure what happened to him, but he's going to suicide. I don't know if you caught that, Semler, but he's dead.
Dude, Rez is just so like salty right now. I should be getting these kills, but then these guys are literally killing themselves to stop me from getting these kills.
Wow.
What is this? And, well, it is just this long, drawn-out battle. Draken dunks a nade on Pasha, though. And Bialy, he is watching the back line. Bomb will get planted. Neo's a roasting, and they're just getting forced out into the open. Get Right in Forest collecting frags, and it's on Snacks looking for the long lurk. But there's so many players alive here for NiP. This should be an impossible situation for Snacks, especially given the fact that the bomb isn't even planted for them.
And there it is. Gets the quick double, but that's the problem. Easy defuse comes in. Snacks barely escaping with his life. But again, it's just the crispness of some of these shots. For example, I mean, you know, we spoke of Bialy in the cast, and also he was mentioned on the desk, and I do feel like we're not seeing that level, because typically Bialy is that player. He's just got these clean snaps, you know, get that first bullet accuracy is just so strong, but just not seeing that out of him and some of his comrades as well. And at the moment, again, this reinvigorated NiP are showing that they are in form at the moment individually, and that, you know, they have 3 players firing off. That's all they need.
Curious to see where the aggression is, because Exist is the same setup that we've used at Ali before, and this time Bialy was waiting for him, but Draken is there to trade. Draken finding a frag on the other side of the map, so we're into a 4-on-4, but some quick play here from Snacks, using that AWP he saved from the last round, able to get out here on A site and put some pressure on.
Forest, man, just what on earth is going on? Just lurking all the way around the back here. Absolute madness here as VP show their heads through Ali. The bomb is on the ground, though. Needs to be collected and planted. Bialy making an effort towards that. Picks up the kill onto Rez. Draken holding the back line, and finally Forest reveals himself. Can't get the second. It is Bialy again. 3 for him at the moment. Draken, though, in a 1v2. They don't know where he is. He can still save the day.
Is he looking the right way? Is Pasha going to be glancing towards the back line or towards Ali? There's the first shot. Draken now. The gig is up. Bialy knows where you're coming from. It's on Draken to trust himself, and he's getting shot in the back. Counting on Bialy to try and play it safe. It looks like Draken was just trying to get a little overcomplicated there. Ends up costing him, and that's a big round for Bialy. He must have heard you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Draken was going for there with the repositioning, because presumably the position that he wanted. I mean, maybe he's trying to get an off angle onto the bomb train, but I can't really see any other reason for that maneuver. So yeah, perhaps a bit of impatience, but that's fine. I mean, versus Pro only have 2 rounds still, so VP on rather NiP are not going to be concerned.
It's unacceptable, Dan.
Unacceptable.
They have 2 rounds. Should have been 1. Should have been none. But it's looking like in the last round, we're not having any time wasted here by Virtus Pro. Straight out onto A site already. Exist, gonna get overwhelmed. He actually swapped out of his gun. Bit of a mistake there.
Forest is going in right now. Rez, the spray down. Forest finally gets caught off guard as he's running through the labyrinth that is the trains here on the A yard. As now Taz tries to bear down on the defense with that UMP, but it's going to be a tough fight here. Rez, surgical precision this time from him. As once again, Bialy's left to do it all against Draken. And it's Draken to make it happen. 13-2 will be the end score on the first half. Another great display from the Swedish side.
Yeah, a fantastic performance here in the first half. It was 10-0. The streak on Overpass, well, NiP, they did it better this time around, 13-2. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we'll have the second half here and, well, perhaps the end. Welcome back from the break, everybody. We are looking at a comparison not of a NiP versus a VP player. No, the bear, it's been put down. It's caught in a trap, Dan. Instead, we're looking at Rez and get right.
Maced.
It's been maced?
It's been maced, you know, bear mace.
Bear mace, yeah.
Stop bears, you spray that in their face and then apparently it works.
I mean, how badass did you have to be to go and hunt bears with spears before?
It was funny, I think it was Anders who was talking to me about bear mace and the fact that a lot of people that use it, they don't realize that you actually have to like leave because the bear eventually will come back and eat your face for macing it. So
yeah, like that. Like,
you can't just continue. Yeah, exactly.
It's like
that.
Taz. It's like Taz, you know. He's trying to.
Amazing.
He's trying to what? Rally the troops, but I mean, he's so quiet.
You know, actually, Taz would, I think, be excellent if they cast him for the Hound in Game of Thrones. Do you see that too? I think he could pull that off. He's too nice of a guy, though. I think Taz is too nice of a guy for that, though.
The problem is that I found out that actor, that guy, is the guy who played the guy who goes Yarp in Hot Fuzz. You know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
The best was that
Yarp.
Richard showed us that he's also the guy who plays the Hound. Also used to be the main guy who advertised Quaker Oats or something like that. So Porridge guy. Anyway,
get out.
Moving on from Porridge, we have, although Porridge is great, we have a great scoreline here for NiP. VP are looking to be in an awful position. They must win this pistol round, and maybe this is Hound. Do you think this is the dualies? Is it the way?
I mean, why not? Trying to change it up. The problem is he doesn't have the cartel skin for those dualies, so they're just not going to have that lethal edge necessary. CSGO is pay to win after all. Oh, and Get Right, did he spot him? I think he was trying to bait him in. I'm not sure, but that was a split-second thing. Draken just charging out onto the B site, taking a fight with Taz, and somehow he wins it. Headshot on Taz, but Neo is there with the USP to find a headshot on Forrest, and that is great. Forrest, with how good he's been in pistol rounds, definitely want to get rid of him early on.
Ooh, Red's still in position. Now he's the only one in position here. And now he is going to be in a supine position on the grounds.
Clever, I like it.
And, well, that's the end of him.
Well, what the problem is here, well, I mean, it's just the repeat of Overpass. This is what happened on Overpass. VP, they get that start in the second half. Question is, are NiP going to put him down quick?
Yeah, I suppose it is down to how merciful they are.
I mean, they've got their paw in that bear trap. They're just crying, you know, for help. And while NiP, you know, obviously there's not a shred of mercy in a ninja. And so,
okay, I'm glad that there's no that if this does actually happen and NiP win this game, and then you're on the desk next. Because you're talking about bear traps now, I'm just like seeing, you know, you making these pictures of bear traps. I think that would break my brain. So.
That'd be kind of hard to draw on the fly with the marker, though.
I would be curious to see how it would actually come out, but because I'm a pervert. But
can I get a marker up here, please? Find
God.
out.
Well, NiP probably not going to make the mark on this round.
No, they have got the Deegs. They've got one Deeg. Everybody else on Glocks or P250s. And so Bialy's figured out where they're coming from. And now, well, I mean, this is really just standard fare coming in here from NiP. 3 towards alley, 1 main, 1 pop dog.
Though if NiP were to make a mark on this round, it would be an indelible mark because Bialy might punch the desk. You can't. It's hard to get those.
It is actually an issue. Where some of the desks get dented.
Yeah, those dents would come out.
That was what, Olaf, I think, Fragment Masters, where he literally put his hand through the desk, something like that.
That is pretty gangster, though, to be honest. I
mean,
respect
fair
that.
enough, yeah. You get pissed off enough to put your hand through the desk.
At least you commit there and your hand actually goes through the desk. That I can respect.
That's what they say, though. It's like the hesitation is what causes injury. Because
yeah,
it's all
true.
mind over your physical body, you know? So it's like if you just believe that your hand is going to go through it, well, it will.
Nice.
Don't go out. In fact, guys.
Bialy's going through NiP right now. Like, honestly, I want to say like hot knife through butter, but that's like such a cliche, obvious one.
But the setup was there, mate.
Nice.
It's like a hand through a desk. You just had. All you had to do is just fucking commit.
Oh,
my bad. My bad. Beep.
Warm desk. Don't know if that works the same as with butter if it's heated, but anyway, can't hurt.
Well, this is about as clean cut as it gets in an anti-eco round for VP. At least they managed to keep NiP from planting a bomb. That was the important bit. And so you can see that NiP, they're a bit light on the grenades now. AKs across the board. And so now, well, let's get into the thick of things here. Is it going to be NiP applying pressure early on towards the B side of things? It doesn't look like it. I mean, Taz just offers himself up. Nice and neat. And now Bialy is going to take a risk. He's going to hope to look and catch somebody looking the wrong way. I think that's going to be it. There's the timing, but pff, you don't catch Forrest sleeping. Trees don't sleep, Dan. They're perpetually aware of what is going on around them.
Damn. Forrest is in the thick of it right now, and he's getting straight into that bomb site. That's the best Malcolm Tucker impression we've got. There's just a complete cleanup once again. Complete cleanup.
Triple kill for Forrest in the key round. And this might be it, where NiP just stuff VP and put them in their reading room, you know? Once this was a ferocious bear. Now, Forrest sitting next to the fireplace in a leather chair, looks up, Taz looking back at him. There you go.
It's like, I am the master now. I am the master now, and you are now up on my wall, stuffed. And now it's just a mere 2 more rounds for NiP, and they don't look like they're stopping anytime soon. Draken with a fast timing straight out team main, looking for something with the AK, snaps the neck of Snacks. Now on to the next one, Neo to fall. And what on earth do you say to this? An indomitable, unstoppable NiP doing whatever the hell they want. Draken, a third from him.
And in the meantime, everybody's going out onto the B site. So versus Pro, you're not even in the right bomb site, sadly for you. I mean, I guess it is a bit of a lucky break for Bialy. He's managed to pick up the AWP. So in an ideal world, he saves that for the next round.
Draken is doing his like Henry VIII impression at the moment, just chopping off all the heads.
So does that make VP his wives?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about like where does this go next? I'm like, oh, no, nowhere good, nowhere good. Can we just leave it at? Yeah,
I mean,
that backfired.
you could say that NiP are religious figures.
Well, we found out that in the interview with Get Right and Forrest yesterday that Forrest is Get Right's wife, but I suppose that doesn't really work.
Oh man, so many ways we could go with that one. Never mind, we're gonna let it drop.
I mean, you could say it is regicide though in some way because VPs, VP are definitely a team that have been considered, royalty of the game. I mean, so right now, Draken committing regicide. I
guess the main thing is you don't have to worry about lacking wood in that relationship.
God.
God damn it. Before we get thrown off here.
Next time, I can see where you're standing now because you're like probably afraid that your chair is being rigged by production to like give you like electric shocks like every time you make a joke like that. It's like it's just negative conditioning. God damn. Well, this could be it, Semler. Double up for NiP and the aggression does not end.
Yeah, no, it just continues. There we go. Some fight here from Virtus.pro. 2 kills back into it, but Draken continues to reign supreme. 2 kills right back for him with the AWP, and it's a man advantage for NiP. They still have bomb control as well, and all 3 players out on the A site, so this really doesn't leave much hope here for Virtus.pro so long as the bomb planter is covered. And that is the case. Neo with a scout, not even an AWP. byali, though, with the UMP will find the spray on Get Right. And a 2-on-2 now. Things getting interesting.
This is looking very interesting indeed. It's a possibility here for VP, but they have to up the pace, and that's what byali's trying to do. He's sprinting forwards now, trying to take the action straight to NiP, who don't have to move. byali forcing his way around the corner, trying to bait out the shots. He's successful. Great stuff there from byali, really coming alive here for this round, and byali with the next one to finish off the round and give VP something.
Yeah, saving a bit of their honor here.
It's really been byali, though, to be honest, that has stepped things up in the last few rounds to try to scrape something together for his team. I
mean, that's good. Better. I mean, it feels bad after the overpass performance, but it is like a kind of a better late than never sort of situation. Where it's like, okay, I mean, you're getting some frags, high impact frags as well, right? Saving it for your team there. It's not like you're just eco farming or anything like that, but it's still a long way off from where VP need to be if they want to make this comeback happen. Everybody needs to wake up here on Virtus.pro's side and start hitting some shots. Well, it looks like NiP. They tried to end it quick, but it seems like VP have elected to suffer, and so they decide to slow down the pace just a little bit.
And Draken, he's put his efforts, his focus, his attention onto Ali now. And he will wait, or play the waiting game, the game of patience with Pasha. My mother always told me patience is the greatest virtue. Let's see which of these players agrees with my mom.
It is true.
Maybe not. Oh, well, it would be Draken. It would be Draken with that money shot onto Pasha.
Yeah, making big bucks, getting the man advantage. And well, NiP now, they've got Brown Halls, they've got Pop Dog in a minute here, and they could set up for a standard A execute if they wanted to, and it looks like Virtus.pro are going to run the risk. They're going to stack the 3 players on that A site. Although, as I say that, Snax is rotating all the way back towards B. So are you really going to split it up? 2 and 2? I don't know here. Whoever you have on the sides now, they're just going to get railroaded because all of NiP are about to group up and run.
This is really interesting. VP still have 2 on the B-bomb side. They're not buying that pressure just yet. That's smart of them. Experience showing, but can they hold in the fights? Now we get the firing squad coming in from NiP. The Swedes will not be denied that A-bomb site, and the bomb is soon to go down.
And this brutal, ignominious end here for Virtus.pro in this tournament. It has been a real grim streak for him, but it's always possible. Taz finds a headshot on Force, so there is something there. Looking for the second one, but it's not going to happen. Get Right gets the headshot, and it's on Snax now. But he's been spotted, and they know exactly where he's coming from. Rez ready and waiting for him. Misses the shot, but there is a bomb a-ticking, and he needs to get in through 4 Swedes to get that defuse happening here, and it is not looking likely.
Could be it. Yeah, that's it. The missed shot. Get Right comes in and smashes Snax against the wall. That's the end of VP here. What a display from NiP. You have to give it to NiP. They've really looked like a renewed team since yesterday. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe those walk